Just a small town girl living in a lonely world. She took the midnight train going anywhere.
Wow, we just experienced a beautiful live performance. Am I right? Like, let's hear it for Anna. Wow, a beautiful live performance. We may never get to experience something like this again, unless you're in rounds 1 and 2. But don't you wish that there was a platform that you could leave a review on how amazing that live performance was? You only get one shot at live music.
About a year ago, I purchased a concert ticket for $70. That's a major investment for a college student. Unfortunately, I had an underwhelming experience. So that night, I went home, hopped on the internet, and was ready to share my bad experience with the world so no one made the same mistake as me. But no platform existed to allow me to do this. That was the night that RateGigs was born. Hello, my name is Spencer LaBelle, and I'm the CEO and founder of RateGigs, and I'm ready to change the way that you experience live music.
My name is David Wong. I'm the CMO, and I'm in charge of all things awesome in marketing.
My name's Annalisa Guido. I'm the CFO. We all go to CMU, and I'm in charge of making sure these two have the funds to do so.
So, what is RateGigs? RateGigs is a mobile application that allows you to rate and review performers and the festivals and venues that they are performing at. Purchasing a concert ticket is a major investment, and we want to make sure that music lovers are getting the best value for their ticket. In 2015 alone, over 30 million people attended music festivals in the US, and the live performance industry is valued at over $25 billion. The app development industry is valued at over $70 billion and has experienced a 36% annual growth rate in the past 5 years. RateGigs has a lack of direct competitors, and our industries are growing. We refuse to purchase low-cost goods without reading reviews online. So why do we, on average, purchase a $45 concert ticket with no concrete quality guarantee? RateGigs will be the first stop that music lovers make before purchasing tickets.
For our agenda today, we're going to start off with an introduction of our company, showing you guys a mock-up of our app and the functionalities it possesses. Then we'll move into a SWOT analysis, showing you where we stand in the market currently, followed by our branding and growth strategy, a financial overview, and then we'll wrap up with why you guys should support us in the launch of RateGigs today.
So let's talk about how the application works. RateGigs has 2 audiences, artists and fans. Artists will use the app to rate the venue and festivals that they perform at for other performers to see. Fans, our primary target market, will use the app to rate artists, venues, and festivals from their perspective. The mock-up seen above is what a majority of our audience will see, the fans. So, upon logging into the app, we're going to ask you a couple questions to get to know you. We'll determine your taste in genre and a couple of your favorite bands. This allows us to create a unique experience for each and every user. Upon entering the app, you'll find our home screen, which has recommended venues, festivals, and artists near you. So let's say your favorite band is coming into town, or there's a band that we think you'll like coming into town. We'll show you where they're playing, the rating of that venue, and the rating of that artist. You'll have the ability to search for any festival, venue, or artists in the US, and don't worry if they're not in the system. Our verification process will make sure that they get in there. So let's get to the actual rating. When searching for an artist, you'll happen upon their home page. You can see the sound wave on the top showing the overall performance, but I'll get into that. A couple additional features is that you can read individual user reviews, see the artist's upcoming gigs, and finally, rate the artist. The interface on the left is how we let users rate the artist. By building a sound wave on a scale from 1 to 100%. You'll be able to rate the different features of the artist's performance, such as their energy, how engaged they are with the crowd, their raw talent, and then finally, their overall performance. Once you submit your review, it will join thousands of other reviews and display the overall performance of the artist.
So where does RateGigs stand in the market? Well, if you take a look at our strengths, there is a lack of current competition, and that competition is all indirect. Sure, there's Yelp and Rotten Tomatoes, other rating services, but they're not rating live music like we are. We also have very little upfront cost, and there's a very strong appeal to market for this, but I'll get into that for a later slide. The weakness is, it's a very broad market. Music, there's over 12 different genres with their each individual concerts and festivals. And we have a lack of funding, but hopefully that'll change at the end of today. And for the opportunities moving into the future, why stop at rating live music? We can rate musical acts, theater acts, and stand-up comedians. And we also have the idea of hiring gig pros, which are essentially veteran reviewers that know their way around the service. And as Spencer mentioned, the recommendations to find new artists and venues, we'll also have the opportunity to go to that artist's SoundCloud or Spotify page to listen to that music. Some things that we have to look out for in the future, like I said, we're the only people that we know that are rating live music at the moment, but there are those other rating services that could potentially tap into the market in the future. And just as any company, we're concerned about the security and privacy of our users. As I mentioned, there is a very strong appeal to market for this. In the month of January, we surveyed close to 300 people. We found out that 90% of those people have attended at least one concert in the past year, and 30% of those people have attended 4 or more concerts. 77% of those people said that a service like RateGigs would in fact influence their ticket purchasing process, and 65% of those people said that they would use the app. But who is our audience? Well, they're individuals aged 14 to 30 years old, love music, are willing to talk about their experience, and are present on social media channels like Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter. Our secondary audience are the artists, where they can use the app and view the perspective that another artist had at that venue or festival. But how are we going to reach those people? Well, we're going to be present on all social media channels, of course, but through well-placed advertisements and endorsements through social media influencers. We also plan on being present at music festivals. For example, last year, Lollapalooza Music Festival in Chicago had 400,000 people attend that concert. So we would set up a vendor booth, be equipped with kiosks so that individuals can come up, rate the venue that you're experiencing, as well as rate the live performance that you just heard. We also plan on being present at college campuses through the implementation of our campus rep program by selecting 2 to 4 campus influencers to represent the RateGigs brand.
So we have a lot of plans, and we know who our market is because we are the market. But how are we going to support ourselves financially? Well, RateGigs runs on a user-based revenue model. As you can see, we have our 2 main target audiences listed on our graphic. The red figurine represents our primary target market, the fans, people like us that are going to concerts that want to share those experiences and make sure that people have positive experiences for the money they spend. Our secondary target audience are the blue figures, the artists. Now, artists have a chance to subscribe to our artist membership for $20 a month. This gives them an opportunity to have average ticket sales of venues, acoustic qualities of the space, like this wonderful big room for my singing, and they have a chance to know what the benefits of the festivals are. Now, currently, there is no line of communication for performers to spread this sort of information, the experiences that they're having at the venues that they're performing at. Now, keep in mind, this is their career. They're doing this to make money, to engage with their fans, and if they have a negative experience, it's going to cost them. So what are our main revenue streams? Well, in year 1, we're going to start off with AdMob, which is an advertising program that utilizes pay-per-click technology. This brings in about $1 per ad featured on our app. And by year 2, we plan to implement a partnership with a major ticket distributor, such as Ticketmaster, to buy tickets through a link on our app and into their site. This way, we will be bringing in $5 surcharges on each ticket purchased through our app. This brings us all the way up to year 4, putting us at around $2.7 million for revenue at the end of the fiscal year. So why should you guys invest in us today? Well, like David said, RateGigs has a lot of opportunity for growth. There's all sorts of different avenues we could go down in the music industry, and the people are willing to spread it. But, I mean, RateGigs is registered as an LLC in Michigan. We have our name and logo trademarked. We own the website domain rategigs.com, have an advisory board of an experienced CPA, legal professional, CMU professor, full stack developer, and we plan to be launching this app in the late summer of 2017. We currently have seed capital of $8,000, but the most pressing reason why you should support us in launching this app is that if we don't do this, somebody else will. As we've shown you today, there's a need in the market for a product like this, and we need to fulfill it. Don't let this idea pass you by.
RateGigs will change the way we look at, listen to, and experience live music. We will be the Yelp for venues and festivals and the Rotten Tomato for artists. It's time
to bring your voice to live music.
Thank you.